Oh, ah, it hurts!
What do you mean it hurts? Oh, I get it.
It's like having gum in my hair.
It's not really coming out.
Ah. I'm doing this for you!
Waking up at the crack of dawn, downward dog and the tractor's on. I'm checking them chickens, got eggs in the kitchen, I'm picking them pickles for a patch of lawn. First, do a YouTube search, take some time in lieu from work, get your boots in the dirt and a scoop of earth, and head on over to Lulu's Perch. Alright, with any permaculture setup, there are 5 principles you can abide by to make your garden flourish. How do these principles apply to this farm? Well, it just so happens I have a special guest with us today who's going to tell us all about it. Strap yourselves in, because things are about to get a little weird.
Wind, water,
And a place for everyone to hang out. Alright, Martine.
go planet!
By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet!
Captain Planet, he's our hero. Gonna take pollution down to 0.
Alright, so the first one we're going to do is earth. So Lulu's Perch is perched on the top of the hill. So earth is basically the landscape that we're working with. So it's placed on top of a hill. It's going to go downhill, down there, and it also goes downhill towards the dam. Our highest point on the property is about there, and our 2 lowest points down in the dam and then down on the street level. We know that when it rains, that the longest path is going to be from here down to here and here down to there. So we know that's where the water's going to be running basically. Fire! The sun. So in the winter, the sun rises pretty far in the north. I mean, there's our north mountain there. In the summer, it's rising from roughly down here in the south. It's time to get back to bed. In the winter, it sets right over there, but in the summer, it's like directly here. But what gets hit by the sun the most on this property? This front area here. We get some morning sun right there. We get a bit of midday sun right in the middle there. And then in the afternoon, we get a lot of sun here and a lot of sun hitting that shed right there. I wouldn't mind doing something with that shed one day to let that sun flow in, but that's for a later project. So I'm thinking we start off in this area here. We start with a garden bed there, and then we'll work our way down the landscape and start putting some garden beds down there. And finally, we noticed that on the northeast corner, we were getting a lot of sun. So we can put solar panels on this northeastern quarter to perform most of our electrical needs in the morning and midday, and then sort of peter off towards the end of the day and the evening and the night. Wind! This is where the wind comes on the property. We've actually got quite a big mountain directly to our north. And so what happens is we get a lot of wind that wraps around that mountain into the property from the northeast. Now if we really wanted to protect ourselves from the wind, what we could do is we could put some natural barriers in there, some natural wind barriers. Up here, we would plant bamboo. So bamboo grows quite high and it actually disperses the wind before it comes onto your property. If wind is a massive issue, bamboo is definitely the way to go. Clumping bamboo, not running bamboo, or you have a nightmare on your hands. We can also utilize the wind and turn a potential problem into a solution by building something like a windmill. So a windmill can utilize this wind and generate electricity, or it can serve its other purpose by pumping water from low points in the property up to higher points in the property. Water! So water, we're in subtropical Queensland, so we have kind of wet and dry seasons, we get a lot of rain. Like I said before, we're on the top of a hill, so the longest distance that the rain can travel or the water can travel on our property is from the highest point to those 2 lowest points. So naturally the water will flow perpendicular or 90 degrees down the hill. Now we've got a lot of surface area or a lot of roof space that's going to catch a lot of that rain. That's the main house that catches the majority of our domestic water. The sheds down the bottom, they catch most of our gardening water. So the main house, its gutters flow into that tank and then that tank. And when those two tanks overflow, one tank actually creates a little water feature and then goes down this gully out onto the street. This water tank overflows here, down the hill, out onto the street. These two tanks here that catch all the gardening water overflow straight down into that dam. Now we want to increase the time that our rainwater is on our property, and we want to follow 3 simple rules. We want to slow it down, we want to stop it, and we want to soak it into the earth. So what we're thinking of doing is, rather than allowing this just to overflow down the hill, we may use it to overflow into a set of garden beds that are already there, or we're going to create. And then once that overflows, it's going to come down here. So we want to increase the time that it's on the property, more garden beds on contour down there. Down here, to prevent the water from going straight into that dam, we may create garden beds on contour that come down like this. Now what will happen in theory is the water will come out of the tanks, fill up one of the beds. Once that bed is full, it will overflow into the next bed. Once that's full, overflow, fill up, overflow, fill up, overflow, fill up, until it finally goes into the dam. Release it out onto the street once the property is at maximum capacity. Right. Over my heart. The last one, the 5th element, heart. A permaculture property is not a permaculture property without some love and TLC and community and bringing people together. So of course we've got the main house. Yep. So we've got the house. But we need a little common ground area, a little community area. This place here at the top of the driveway, it could be perfect for little congregations where people arrive and they're greeted. As I said before, this area here gets a lot of sun, and I really want that afternoon sun to sort of spill into that shed there. I don't know what I'll turn it into. I'd love to turn it into a little lounge room or a bar area, or just a general place where people can hang out. Now, I've also got 1 or 2 sheds for people to stay in, have a little kitchenette and whatnot. Bed and breakfast that people can stay in. The last one, oh no, I'm falling apart at the seams. The last one, I might turn into a classroom or just a hall for people to rent out. So yeah, maybe Martine was right. Love does count in this grand scheme of things.
Martine, I thought you were the power of heart. Hearts were made to be broken. Well, this just took a dark turn.
And just remember,
The power is yours.
remember when I said I hope I'm not marking the table? I hope I'm not marking the table underneath. Mum will kill me. Well, there's the pool. There's the house. Whatever happens, you're sworn to secrecy. She never finds out. Capiche? Alright guys, so that was the master plan, and we looked at all the different types of elements to make a symbiotic relationship for our permaculture to thrive. Next episode, we're going to be putting our shovels into the garden, and we're going to be digging and planting some stuff. And we will be using all those earth, fire, wind, water, heart elements. Yes, I am dressed up as Captain Planet. It's a pretty low point in my life, and I don't think it could get any lower.
All over the table from your drawing.
Ay, caramba. she found it. Try get outside, plant a tree for your mum, and I'll see you in the next chapter. Catch ya.
My footwear, I flip flops, I'm sun safe. I slip, slop, slap on a beat. It's hip hop irrigation on drip drop. Them caterpillars go get gut. I won't chiffonade, chip chop, pineapple dice like Rick Ross. My produce tip top.
What is in your hair?
It's just house paint.
Oh, jeez.
Come on.
How are you going to get this out?
I know, just pull the dress
You
up.
look, you look like you've got a cone head.
It's how this.
I know. Find out.
Oh, hurts!
What do you mean it hurts? Oh, I get
It's, it's like having gum in my hair. Do I look like Captain Planet at least?
I don't even know who Captain Planet is.
Oh, great.